I keep fucking cutting out. God, this is so stupid. Well, anyway. Whatever. Gotta do this again, apparently. Refresh that shit. Yeah, fuck it. Whatever. Whatever. Fertility clinic bomber was a 25-year-old Redditor. Huh. Who would have thunk? Who would have thought that all leftist echo chamber cesspools would spawn nothing but leftists? Would spawn nothing but monsters. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk it?
IVF clinic bomber ID'd as Guy Edward Bartkiss, a pro-mortalist who opposed people being born without their consent. Okay, all right. Yep, sure. So we've got a real individual here, and let's see what else is going on here. And Bartkiss allegedly described his fanatical pro-death beliefs written in recorded manifestos as being against bringing people into the world without their consent to spare them from future suffering. KCAL News reporter. Bro, this guy's like a JRPG villain. Oh my god. Yeah, this is like something straight out of like a video game. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Sanest Redditor. Yeah, I guess so. And let's see if he said anything else about it. Debris and broken glass. Why else did he say it? Nearby resident. So that's about it, right? There's nothing. Nobody else really talking about this. A what? Oh yeah. I mean, like the guy's crazy. I mean, I don't really know what's the surprise. Oh no. Okay, let's see if I can find it here, and if there's any more information.
At this point, you could literally say it's all of them, honestly. At this point, I can say that confidently. Because it's not all 100% of Reddit, just the vast majority of Reddit. Well, anyway.
Information about it.
Shit, my chat refreshed, so I have to. Damn it, I gotta share the link again in case. Whatever. I hate when YouTube's messing with my shit. I'll put it in all caps. Asmon Gold's video. There you go, in case anyone's curious. Bink. Alright, cool. Let's get back to it.
Is a pro-mortalist, meaning he believes in destruction of all life. This is ultimately at the core of leftist ideology. Well, what is this here? You can download the recorded stream. Pro-mortalist, so you're just pro-psycho killers. So this is just, yeah, I mean... okay. I mean, I feel like it's just kind of a nut.
Wait, what the fuck was that? The end goal is for the truth. Aphilism? What the fuck's an aphilism? Is that like Philistine? Okay, I'm gonna look this up real quick. Aphilism. Aphilism. Ancient Syracusan practice of banishment known as pedalism, which may not be a result. Wait, what? Aphilism? What the fuck is this? Okay, crazy people stuff. Crazy leftist shit. That's about it. Okay. Basically, that's all that is. All right, cool.
Okay. I mean, I feel like it's just kind of a nutball, right?
Yep.
Yeah, kind of a nutball. So it's not a right winger after all. No, it's not. I know that like I would.
Who the who would have okay people were trying to say it would be a right winger that did this. Right wingers are anti-abortion and they're pro-life, so that could only be a leftist trying to gaslight people. That's all I can say. I guarantee you it was the media saying that shit.
Was expecting that it could have been. I thought it was somebody who was like, oh well, IVS is a perversion of God's will or something like that. I was expecting maybe that would happen, but apparently not. And
They just because right wingers, even though they disagree, some of them, the religious nutjob types, disagree with life being conceived in a supposedly unnatural way, does never equal them attacking a freaking clinic. The reason and logic doesn't reason and logic.
this is his. Is this?
Why I've decided to bomb an IVF building.
I think if I watch this, I'll get in trouble, especially like because you know the guys. I mean, like, what is terrorism? Well, this is terrorism, right? I mean, 100%. So, like, I mean, I'll let you know that I would watch this whole thing, but I just don't want to get in trouble from Twitch. Because as we all know, playing things made by terrorists is against the rules, and you're not allowed to do that, okay? Yeah, it's very big no-no. You're not
Unless you're Hassan Piker. And then you can do whatever you want.
supposed to do that. Never do that. And so anyway.
Gotta pizzle and get water. I'll be back. Maybe I should turn on some music. Actually, well, no one's here anyway, so I'll just go. I need water. Who's texting me fucking what? My dream, she's blowing me some kisses. I just want to beat off my demon. Oh, ow. Fuck. And life ain't good, good, good. 'Cause I can't get my edibles on. All right, back to it.
Anyway, let's see here. Where's the rest of it? And I don't know if there's a summary for it. Why have you done this? Possible FAQ. Down in history. Basically, I'm a pro-mortalist. Explain this in a quote. Download it just in case. Okay, so what is the end goal? The end goal is for the truth elitism to win. And once it does, we can begin to play the process of sterilizing the planet of the disease of life. Life can only continue as long as people hold the delusional belief that it is not a zero-sum game causing senseless torture and messes that it can only partially clean up. I think we need a war against pro-lifers. Okay, so I don't even think that, like, you can. It's very obvious that this person is not talking about abortion individuals. He's talking about people that want to be alive. I don't think that this is just really the truth, right? And this is something, again, this is what makes me. There's a lot of people that would use this as like a, you know, like any sort of, like, I'm trying to think of like the best way to say it. They would use this as a point where they could say, oh, look at leftism, you know, like that people are like leftists and they're bad, etc.
You know what? I'm a pro-mortalist. Against evil people. Bad people doing bad stuff. That's what I'm pro-mortalist against. It's literally in the name, anti-terrorism.
I don't think this person is a leftist. I think this person is just an extreme radical, and they're so far down the rabbit hole of radicalism and extremism. Yeah, it's like playing God. Yeah, exactly, right? I don't think you can blame this on left-wing ideology. I think this person, if it was up to them, they'd kill everybody, right? And so I mean, I feel like that's not really playing much of a side, is it? So yeah. And so you see Alyssa Mercante is still shit-talking you on Twitter. Yeah, I did see that. We'll talk about that later on. But yeah, so this is who the shooter is, and again, pretty much just another piece of shit. Apparently, did they catch him? Did they get him, or oh, he killed himself? Oh, okay. Well, that's wow. How sad. Wow, that's so sad. And anyway, so it was a dead body. Yeah, I guess so. And he injured for the. Wait a minute. Oh my god, what a retard. Okay, so let me get this straight. So this guy goes and he wants to kill everybody, and the only thing he manages to do is kill himself? What an idiot.
Well, shit. Okay, so not only did they fail at any kind of level of cognitive reasoning or logic, they failed their own vibe checks. They failed to actually. Okay, and they also, in the same. I'm not sure whether to be impressed that they thankfully were the only ones taken out by their own action, or to be a bit concerned because of the absolute chaos such complete wild card wannabe jokers create. Shit, I don't know. Somebody tell me. What do y'all think?
What a fucking moron!
Big one.
Yes, look at this. Yeah, he killed someone. Yes, but he could have done that without blowing up the whole thing and doing all this. Like, Jesus, what a couldn't have worked better. Well, for everybody else, it sure did. You know what you say, guys? This is natural selection, and this guy selected himself. And thank God for that. Wow, this is a critic. Yes, bro, this is like rolling a 1 in D&D. It's sad, man. It's really sad. But there we go. To be honest, he did hate life. Yeah, but like under that logic, wouldn't you try to kill as many people as possible, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's how I like. I mean, if you don't like people being alive and you don't like life, wouldn't it be a good idea to try? Like, he tried, but like it's the worst. But like you got to admit, right? That's a bad attempt. That's like trying to break a rock in half with your head. Like, yeah.
That's very true. But please don't give them any ideas. Please.
Yeah, you tried, but you dumb for trying it that way. And so, yeah, he's being ironic. I guess so. Yeah, a -1 kill streak, bro. This guy own gold his own manifesto. And so, wow. Oh, what a fucking retard. But anyway, so yeah. And yeah, -1, KD at -1. And wow. He wanted to destroy hundreds of embryos at the clinic. None were harmed. Yeah, I mean, it's just, again, what a fucking idiot. But
he did all of that and he still failed his ultimate objective? Sure, he caused a lot of damage, but he didn't succeed in getting anything he targeted. That's gotta be a blessing or a miracle in some way. Shit.
But it's good that people like this clean themselves out of the gene pool, I think. And he did everybody a favor. It's a shame for the property damage. It's a shame for, I'm sure, people in his family. They're not responsible for this. I feel bad for them. But
property damage, insurance. Insurance, some people get to work on a contract, make some money. Everybody wins in the end of that. Shit, if all that's done is property damage, we can count this as a win for everybody else.
you know, the people that got injured, that sucks. But you know, the guy getting killed, you know, I think this is really a Rip Bozo situation. It's a and I think the world's a better place. I do. I think it is. This is a crazy psychopath, and he was fortunately stupid and incompetent enough to only manage to kill himself in his manifesto of destroying the entire world. So, wow. 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 Wow, that's just too bad, right?
Indeed. Too bad. Oof. Excuse N-Y. Excuse N-word. Damn ninjas cutting onions and stuff inside my stomach. Cool. Whatever on that part. Awesome. Well, that was interesting. What else? What? Wait, what?
FBI leaders can.
What? What? Well, shit. So much for that. I guess I gotta keep on resetting shit. What the hell, YouTube? I understand Twitch. Twitch is garbage, but fuck. Whatever. Cool. We can't just release the Epstein files. Great. Freaking wonderful. When I think about me.
Commit to transparency to address the Epstein controversy? Really?
Well, Dan, throughout the Russia collusion story and the rest.
Look, I can speak to the folks that were in our seats, our predecessors, and they intentionally failed the American public by putting on the biggest DC deception game we've ever seen. They said the FBI was the most storied institution for law enforcement, and it was. And it will be again very soon. But when the likes of Comey and McCabe and Strzok and company came in here with the James Bakers of the world and intentionally lied to a federal court only to rig a presidential election by lying to the American public and using taxpayer dollars, likely illegally, to fund this entire operation and then withhold exculpatory information from a federal court that I used to appear before to manhunt terrorists, that's what broke the FBI. And then when they were caught, they lied about it. And you and a few others like Dan and others were brave enough to cover it 6, 7, 8 years ago. And we're still talking about it today because as Congress is working rigorously with us, the Crossfire Hurricane documents are coming fast and hard. And they're being sent there unredacted so we can have full accountability. And that's how you restore what the trust that was lost to the American public when it comes to the FBI.
Yeah, but come on, Director, with all due respect, we've been talking about this for a long time.
Fucking based. Absolutely fucking based.
Well, it's true, and it's technically a self-made gotcha. I really have no idea how anyone's going to pull through that one.
Yeah, right. Okay, so, yeah.
And I've been demanding accountability for many, many years. One of the, you mentioned Comey, Strzok, and the rest. They've got TV
They're
shows.
gone.
They've got media platforms.
Now
They're
it's you.
fine. There's been no accountability.
Well, look, it's a fair criticism, but what
It is.
I will tell people is we weren't here in the FBI in the last 5 years when we had statute of limitations that were still in play, where we could have investigated criminal conduct. Most of these statute of limitations are 5 years old. And we will investigate criminal conduct where we find a righteous case to do so, and the law and the facts allow us to. But a lot
That's fair. If he said the statute of limitations is over and they can't investigate it, I mean, that's stupid, but I mean, that's okay.
of it we're precluded from. So we'll take the criticism, and it's rightfully so, that could we have done more in the past? Sure, people before us could have. But what we can do now is continue to put out the documents and the information that these people withheld from the American public. And I'm just telling you right now, as much as we know about Crossfire Hurricane, he and I just found out more last week. And we're continuing to work with Congress to put those documents out.
I mean, the literal director of the FBI and his now acting assistant director can't even trust their FBI agents. And there are literally domestic agents of, I would say people conducting not only treasonous actions, but they're conducting espionage internally. They are interfering. They are purposefully obstructing, because the larger amount of those working in these agencies in the FBI are hardcore leftists who want all of this to fail. So it only makes sense that the two guys at the top who are now in charge and hated by most of those below them, just for the fact that they are of the right type of thinking, would be having all these difficulties and issues. I 100% am not surprised by that.
That's how vindictive and vicious the former leadership structure here was. Not only did they bastardize the FISA process and lie to the American public, they withheld, hid documentation and put it in rooms where people weren't supposed to look. And it's a good thing we're here now to clean it up, and you're about to see a wave of transparency.
What do you mean?
Just give us about a week or two.
Okay.
I remember hearing that with QAnon. 2 weeks and then the Patriots are going to they're going to arrest Joe Biden, and Trump is going to be the president again, and they're going to put all of the pedophiles like Hillary Clinton and George Soros in jail. Just 2 more weeks, guys. I understand that things take time, but they've got to reconcile with the fact that they said they were going to release the Epstein files and it hasn't happened. That's it.
Still, compared to, Comey and all of them, they're doing a lot more stuff to try to clean it all up versus pretty much everybody before them, honestly. I'll take any amount of, forward conducive progress in any form versus all of the opposite before they took charge. Quite honestly.
So, what, yet? Yet? When the fuck is it gonna happen? She said that Pam Bondi said it was on her desk. Would she fucking lose it?
Actually, what she got, according to all sources, was, nothing burgers being given and fed to her by everybody below her that's still in the organization that she's supposed to be in charge of, that are actively trying to obstruct everything that everyone from the Trump administration is trying to do. So when you're facing all of that from below, it's, power of the numbers, essentially. So unless you fire literally everyone and then hire people that are only on your side, they're going to get very little done.
Like, I mean, really, what are we doing? And also, by the way, you have all these people that are on Reddit making these comments about killing the president. Where the fuck are you guys doing? What are y'all doing? You're firing people. Why not have them arrest the guys on Reddit and fire them after you get all the Reddit guys? Wouldn't that be a better idea? Like, because, I mean, really, if you don't have enough people, then why'd you fire them? Yeah, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Just watch the interview. Okay, I'll watch the. It's only 6 minutes.
FBI.
So we have a multi-part process. First of all, our priorities. Simple. Crush violent crime. Defend the homeland. Rigorous organizational accountability. And the fourth, which leads directly to your question, aggressive constitutional oversight with Congress. The way we rebuild trust is we already have the men and women here in the rank and file that signed up to be cops, that signed up to be intel analysts, that signed up to be special support staff, that want to do the work. That's why we're sending them into the field. We can talk about that later. What we need America to know is that this place was politicized, and Congress has rightfully requested the
Everybody agrees with that. Everybody knows this.
Documents from Crossfire Hurricane to January 6th to the Richmond Catholic Memo and so much more. But now, finally, Americans
Cash has the full interview on his. Wait, hold up. I don't know if I want to go through 34 minutes. We'll watch the short one, and if like, we're just gonna move on after that, right?
reading for themselves the documentation where a very select few leaders in the former FBI decided to politicize it. We don't need me and the deputy telling you it's politicized. We want the American people to read it, and now they are.
And I know I lived with it for you. I watched it with you and Devin Nunes when you were truth tellers on all of this, and you were as well, Dan, throughout the Russia collusion story and the rest.
Sure. Look, I can speak to the folks that were in our seats, our predecessors, and they intentionally failed the American public by putting on the biggest DC deception game we've ever seen. They said the FBI was the most storied institution for law enforcement, and it was. And it will be again very soon. But when the likes of Comey and McCabe and Strzok and company came in here with the James Bakers of the world and intentionally lied to a federal court.
We're going to take this 2 minutes ahead because we just saw this part.
But a lot of it we're precluded from. So we'll take the criticism, and it's rightfully so, that could we have done more in the past? Sure, people before us could have. But what we can do now is continue to put out the documents and the information that these people withheld from the American public. And I'm just telling you right now, as much as we know about Crossfire Hurricane, he and I just found out more last week. And we're continuing to work with Congress to put those documents out. That's how vindictive and vicious the former leadership structure here was. Not only did they bastardize the FISA process and lie to the American public, they withheld and hid documentation and put it in rooms where people weren't supposed to look. And it's a good thing we're here now to clean it up, and you're about to see a wave of transparency.
What do you mean?
Just give us about a week or two.
Okay. Well, I can tell you right now.
I'm really hoping that that's true, because the longer these people get away with all these things, and we do not bring the full force weight of the people's justice upon them, the further away we get from any justice being done. Or at least that's personally how I feel about it.
That the judge that gave a smack on the wrist on the one agent that lied and, you know, misled the American people, that's the same judge who's back and stopping Donald Trump.
Bro, she's actually so fucking base for asking these questions. Like, I completely agree with everything that she's saying. Like, you're talking about accountability and then nothing happens.
Trump from doing things, isn't it, Judge Boasberg?
Yeah, I just got to push back. Listen, we've been here 2 months. He's been here a couple more weeks than that. I mean, we've been here 2 months. You're dealing with a 38,000 member organization and an approximately $12 billion budget.
Fair point.
Where
he's trying not to make it all about the judge, which I understand. I do. Because people are tired of hearing that, and he probably thinks they're tired of hearing it as an excuse, when it's actually because people are tired of these corrupt frickin' judges not getting absolutely destroyed. Disbarred, their pay taken, their pensions destroyed, taken away, recovered for the American people. these activist judges have no business practicing law or order. They should be pursued on every level. Stop caring about optics and how it all looks. Crack down on these people who are refusing to prosecute evil and refusing to judge according to what the people want. Otherwise, people are, yes, going to get sick, tired, and fed up of all the excuses and excuses and excuses. And so am I.
To expect us in 2 months to dig up what was a 8-year, maybe longer, multi-year politicized investigation.
I think the problem is that the Epstein files aren't released. If the Epstein files were released, I think people would have trust that things are going in the right way. But the fact that they're not being released is the issue. Because, like, I could easily say, yeah, bro, like, it probably takes a long time to get everything in order. But, like, what about that one thing that's, like, this is, like, the Diddy case times 50. Because it's, like, heads of state and, like, multi-billionaires involved. Where's the names? Where's the people that went to the island?
Well, if anyone's paying attention, when it was first, there was a release from this. There was actually a list of names. And sure, now it's hard to find because they hunted it all down and deleted it for the most part. But if you look hard enough, you can find it. And those who paid attention know that, well, vast majority of the people whom everybody on the right would have guessed would have been there actually were there. Actually on the island, staying on the island multiple dozens of times over lots of years. And it should be no surprise.
With multiple layers of processes, from Wood's procedures being just thrown in the garbage can and flushed down the toilet bowl, to multiple layers of accountability where people lied and obfuscated. I'm not asking you to trust me. You want this done right, or you want it done quickly? Because
just do it quickly. I'd rather you do it quickly. Because if you do it right, see, the problem is that if you do it the whatever you think the idea of right is, here's the reason why. Right is created in an apparatus that the people that are doing wrong have designed.
100% facts on every freaking level. If you're still operating within the same exact structure that the bad guys set up to only benefit themselves, progress is going to be very slow and everything's going to take forever. Why? Because it was built for the bad people. It was not built to suit your purposes. It was built for them. Therefore, you have to destroy it, reset everything, start over from the foundation up.
Doing it right means by playing by the rules that these people have created that obfuscate their behavior.
Yep.
Right is bureaucracy.
you can't have it both ways. You want it done quickly, we'll do it. And you know what'll happen? Just what happened last time. Those same Spygate collusion perpetrators sued the government, got money, got all this. You want that? We'll do it. We'll do it quickly and do it wrong.
But are you saying you found things that even you didn't know about? I mean, you were at the core of this.
Yes.
Yes.
I was the lead Russiagate investigator for the House Intelligence Committee, and I've been on both your shows in a prior life talking about it. And I'm telling you and the American public that we have now found material and information and people who wanted to hide it from the world since we got in these seats. And we, as the deputy said, we are trying.
Until I see people get charged for treason, I sleep.
That's fair. That's 100% fair.
to do it in a fashion where not only are we informing the American public of what happened, but we can have accountability for it. And that takes a little bit more time. And when you layer on the fact that we are rolling...
You live in a fantasy world? Why? Why can't you just do it? Really, why not? Who decided you can't do it? You can do it. Don't be a bitch.
Out our priorities on violent crime and defending the homeland. You know, we're running a three-part animal here, and we're going 100 miles an hour on each single one.
So important.
Wait,
just...
I want to add to that too, because what the director's saying is right. You got to remember, we come in the morning.
You'll say I'm being immature about this. I think that every argument that you can make about this appeal to processes is immediately removed when you use the example of El Salvador. I will not be like fucking like, oh, push down, oh, well, we have this process that's been created by this fraudulent, corrupt organization that's created for the precise reason to, you know, abstract accountability to as many people as possible so nobody ever gets in trouble. You're not going to psyop me into thinking that I need to play by the rules created by the ones who are my enemy.
100% fucking facts.
No. No. Absolutely not.
There's a portfolio of 100 level 10 items.
Yeah.
If it's a level 9, which is a pretty big freaking deal, someone else fixed it. The only thing that gets to my desk or his is a level 10. That's the entire day. Look at his schedule any given day. I'll show you the palm card I have. It is filled from 7:30 to, he leaves 7 at night, 6:30 at night. It's filled all day. We just can't focus on one thing. You want New York to go boom? DC to go boom? You want an OC organization to go hack into some cyber network and crack all of Fox News' holdings? We're dealing with all that stuff too. Everything's a priority. Everything.
I think this is a good point that they're bringing up, and the problem that they're having is that they're probably running into managerial and organizational structural issues because they're trying to make a change at the top, but they're not able to bring in enough people that are effectively like middle managers to solve each individual problem.
Not to mention there's still obstructionists, espionage agents, you know, bad actors, and internal terrorists that are all leftists. Every single one of them is a Democrat, that are causing all of this to be functionally almost impossible just because. There's also that as well, and everybody keeps forgetting to talk about it.
I think that's and again, like, this is a struggle. This is what happens with a lot of things, right? Not enough new guard. Yeah, like I get it. Yeah, for sure, definitely. But again, like I think that I think we need an update on the Epstein files every day. Why did it not come out today? Why is it not coming out tomorrow?
Maybe I should apply for the FBI. I'm down to start another freaking career. Pay me enough to live and, you know, sick me on them all. I'd probably get a few dozen cases done single-handedly by my damn self. Most likely. Because it seems like what they truly need is a grunt's touch, not a bureaucrat's, you know, freaking white glove handling. Bull your way in through the door, sort everything else out after.
Why didn't it come out yesterday?
It's a priority. This is one of many things we're doing. It's not an excuse. It's just reality.
Now, the Democrats are turning on you, right? I mean, I saw your hearing the other day, and critics have accused you of using the FBI to target political enemies. So set the record straight. You wrote an entire book about it, Government Gangsters. Tell us, how do you respond to the attacks?
Very simply. The FBI's prior leadership left us an institution, that is, a police force for America and the world, that allowed a fentanyl over.
Yeah, some bullshit. I mean, here's the thing. You're saying going against the process, the law, but the law will hit back, and it'll hit back harder, and it'll win. No, it won't. You just make it so they can. And it's the same as El Salvador. Trump did it. Trump sent those fuckers to El Salvador. They're never coming back. They're done. They're cooked. It's over. And then also, by the way, change the law. Some, again, limp dick, erectile dysfunction, can't use a computer, 75-year-old boomer wrote this shit down 20 years ago, and now we have to treat it like it's the 10 Commandments? Change the fucking rule.
Holy
Fuck
shit.
that. Absolutely not. That's what I think. If having evidence of corruption isn't enough to them, then I don't know what is. Yeah. People just don't want to take accountability for their actions. Yeah. Just change it, man. This guy lost so much aura from not releasing stuff. I understand that they have struggles, and I think, do you guys see what I'm saying, though, about where it seems like their big problem is that they don't have enough people that are working inside of the system that they feel like will work in a way that's congruent with what their goals are? And like that's probably that's what's really holding them back.
100% right, Asmon. 100%.
Is that they're basically trying to fight a war on like 200 fronts and they only have 50 guys? Like I that makes no sense. No, it does, because you have to delegate accountability. Like you can't have a guy that's like he's responsible for, you know, investigating, you know, some like fucking counterterrorism thing, some drug rule thing. Like you can't have one person that's accountable to like 10 different projects. You have to have one guy that does one thing. And so, yeah, that's it. How does that not make sense? Yeah, of course it does. They're also picking and choosing which ones they want to release. Who's holding them back? Why are they not reassignments? To be honest with you, I bet that probably does take time. And I think that more statements like that are what people need. So there is just a direct, obvious, and just very simple explanation of things without trying to, you know, make up bullshit, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I think, right? And yeah, just direct language. Former cop, cops will always circle the wagons when they think that they're under fire. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they will, right? I mean, of course they will. Pam Bondi gets on TV and makes a grandstanding photo op about releasing the same files everyone had. It doesn't give them very much accountability. Well, not only does it not give them accountability, but it takes the accountability and the hope that people had, and it makes the people who had it look like fools. So it's even worse.
That is true. That's very true. Well, there we go from Asmongold. We can't just release the Epstein files. What do they say in the comments? Yep, nothing enlightening down there. What time is it? 7:09? Okay. Well, I've tried streaming enough. Time to end it. That's all, folks.